We need to make a change. So let's unite as one. Come together and, like those before us, aspire to greater heights. Because it's true, if you want to be somebody and if you want to go somewhere, then you better wake up and pay attention.
My name is McLaren Harris, and I'm not your typical 19-year-old.
Tukuroa is centred in the middle of the South Waikato district. It's known for its culture, its landscapes, its talking poles. But what very little people know is that Tukuroa is the birthplace of Tumeke. All you need is a little bit of passion, a little bit of mana, a little bit of confidence and a little bit of belief put together and give that to our students. That is much, much more powerful than maths and English and science and social studies. The belief to do anything is so much powerful than that. And I believe every one of you in this room today can do that.
I met Jay McLaren Harris when he was still at school. He was involved in a community organisation. I then met him again at a couple of school prize givings where he was very successful at the end of year prize givings, but not only successful with his work that he did and his work ethic, he was successful with the other kids at the school. It was the people around him, the support he had, the enthusiasm that they had for Jay. I knew that there was going to be something special about Jay. It was also Jay's own enthusiasm. He attracted people. He already in those days had ideas. He came to me with an idea. He had Tumeke clothing, it was called. He came to me, we talked about this business. I saw the success of it. I saw that he was a driven young man, but with fantastic ideas. So we gave him a little bit of seed funding for that business, and he's gone from strength to strength.
Facts are facts, statistics are statistics. As Māori and Pacifica, we are at the bottom of every negative statistic in this country, a majority of them. But for us, as Māori and Pacifica, it's about how can we break that? How can we, change those stereotypes? Because, a lot of people, they focus on a lot of the negatives. Māngere, for example, gets a lot of negative attention.
Tukuroa has always been a community of aspiration and community of hope for me personally. When I first moved here and I was attending Tukuroa High School, I knew I had to do something. I just knew that there was some type of aspiration for me to achieve. We're here at Tukuroa High School for our last speaking engagement of 2018. We've been given 10 minutes. Watch me change some lives.
It's a privilege and honour to be here and to be a guest speaker. Here at your junior prize giving.
My experiences with Tumeke Enterprises have been amazing. Just seeing the students coming through, seeing the development, seeing them create their own products.
In business, I was told, Jay, you are young, you are Māori, you're from Tukuroa, you can't achieve in this industry. You know what I said to them? I said, watch me. And what did I do? I achieved.
My experience with Tumeke Enterprise is I'm a part of the youth delegation as well as a part of a mentoring program. I've been teamed up with Pania Newton.
I'm proud to say that Tumeke Enterprise started at Tukuroa High School and with Jay McLaren Harris as my Year 12 student.
You can sit in my seat, you can stand in my shoes, and you can walk the path that I've walked in simply by believing.
So I'm currently on the Tumeke Enterprise mentoring program. So I've been paired with Benjamin Armstrong.
Never settle for second best. Be relentless. Now what relentless means is always ensuring that you do whatever it takes to achieve your goal. That's how I got there. That's how I got to where I am today. By being relentless.
For me, it's quite a proud moment to see Jay aspire to those high heights, to take on those life lessons, to learn from them, to set those small goals. I think it was the small goals he wanted to do first. Let's do this goal first, let's do this, and then let's just shoot to the top.
Now this school and this community has produced some massive talent of young people that got up there and changed the world in their own special way. And you too can be that person. but it only happens if you stay in this school. It only happens if you go to class. It only happens if you attend school and attend your class and you do your homework, all that kind of stuff. Now, as young people, you're probably thinking, oh, that's boring, sir. That's, it's not.
I met Jay McLaren Harris at his second year of Ngā Manu Korero. It was such a privilege to just be there, let alone meeting him on a personal level. We're good friends, I'd say.
Through any hardship, through any obstacle, through any challenge that life throws in front of you, take it, use it, and build upon it. You know, like I said earlier, I wanted to change the world. I wanted to change it now, and I wanted to change it by being relentless. So I want you to, as loud as you can, repeat after me. I want to change the world. I want to do it now. I want to be relentless. Ladies and gentlemen, never settle for second best. You are all amazing. And remember, if no one else said it today, if none of your family or friends said it today, know that Jay McLaren Harris said it today. You are all amazing. Thank you very much.
Listening to that speech not was the only thought-provoking, inspiring, and it served and it had a message. For me, it was more about, if I can do it, you can do it.
Great speech today, and I'm sure that it has inspired a lot of students, especially when the students know that it's coming from one of the ex-students who's been so recent.
I think the presentation was really inspiring. It just shows how much self-motivation can take you. If someone tells you that you can't do it, just show them that you can.
My name is William Ford. I'm the principal at Tokoro High School, and Maniapoto is my iwi, Aitutaki, and then also Penryn Island. I was a student here last year, and we whakapapa into Maniapoto, so special link there. So a lot of people go into business. A lot of small business owners seems to be the big one throughout New Zealand. So congratulations. Sensational presentation. I think very uplifting for those students. The message got across, and you were calling out things, and getting them to respond back, and they were responding back.
No, look, it's been a fantastic year in business so far with Tumeke Enterprise. We started in 2018 as a official company, and it's just growing and growing and growing. We are in a position now where we would have been in 5 years. Some of the challenges that we've faced is definitely our age. We've faced a lot of people who have said, Jay, you can't achieve because you're young. And I said to them, well, actually no, because young people are leading in all areas of society, not only in business, but in sports, in culture, in community, even in politics. Jay, you're Māori, you can't achieve. Well, actually we dismiss that, because being Māori is actually an asset. Being Māori is an advantage. And I'm proud to be Māori. I'm proud to say that Tumeke Enterprise is a Māori organisation. Even though we work with everybody, Tumeke Enterprise is a Māori organisation, and I'm so grateful with the opportunity that we've had this year. The top 5 people that I've met this year was Sir Stephen Tindall, who is the founder of The Warehouse. And not a lot of people know him, but Sir Stephen Tindall has influenced so many lives. He was New Zealand of the Year a few years back, and he just continues to contribute back to the community. The other one is Dr. Lance O'Sullivan. Dr. Lance O'Sullivan is New Zealand of the Year as well, and the CEO of the Moko Foundation in Aimoko, and he is just an amazing person who continues to inspire rangatai, who continues to be disruptive, who continues to challenge the status quo. So it's so amazing to have met with Dr. Lance O'Sullivan. The third person that I really enjoyed meeting this year was a lady called Sinead McKeith Fry, who is a university student at AUT. She's an amazing person who has helped us enormously throughout the year. There is another person that we met this year who I define as a quiet hero, and that's a young lady called Sarah Bradley. Sarah Bradley is a good friend of mine who we met a number of years ago, and she is just so inspirational, she is so dedicated, and she is just so amazing. It's so awesome to see her grow and to see her influence. And lastly, the person that we met this year that I'm extremely grateful for is
is a guy who continues to inspire people even though he's not boss, or he's not at the top, or he's not the leader, but he works behind the scenes to make things happen. And that is Tony from the Young Enterprise, who we've experienced throughout the year with him with Young Enterprise and business studies and whatnot in Auckland, and he's just so fantastic and so amazing that we couldn't have done it without him. Oh look, there are many highlights this year that it's just so amazing that we've gone from strength to strength. But if I could pinpoint it down to just one, that is in October we hosted the More Māori in Pacifica in Business Forum, which surrounded 193 rangatahi with 32 of the country's most top business, cultural, community and political leaders. That weekend I saw 193 lives change, and now all those rangatahi and all those people that were at the forum are continuing to make that change. That is the influence that Tumeke Enterprise has. Next year we have some really exciting things happening. Like I said earlier, we are in a position where I would have wanted to be in 5 years. So next year we are so excited to be expanding to 3 new markets. So we're expanding to Australia, we're expanding to the Cook Islands, and we're expanding to the United States, all next year. And so also next year we are taking a group of rangatahi with me to these countries, to speaking engagements, to conferences, to forums, and to kaupapa like we did in October, to expose rangatahi to opportunities. But also next year, in 2019, we are very proud that we are moving Tumeke Enterprise back to Tokoroa, which is the home of Tumeke Enterprise. So next year we're working on 3 new exciting projects for Tokoroa. The first one is the Tumeke Enterprise Youth Summit, which will be hosted here in Tokoroa in around about July, where we surround 100 or 150 young people on a 3-day leadership boot camp. The second kaupapa that we're working on is the Tumeke Enterprise Youth Awards, where we celebrate the rangatahi that are just smashing it in life, being relentless and doing whatever it takes to achieve. And the third project that we're working on is a project with council where we encourage more entrepreneurship and more rangatahi leaders and more people in business. This is going to be a fantastic year next year for Tumeke Enterprise.